Good afternoon and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 204. Use the Sefer Hachinuch, a mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. Maybe we'll be done with this mitzvah, maybe, in one shot. But just in case, we'll call it part one. Mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. Parshas Acharei Mos, which is again the third book Vayikra. And it's entitled, The Prohibition to Reveal the Ervah of a Woman and Her Son's Daughter. Says the verse, the ervah of a woman and her daughter you shall not reveal. You shall not take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to reveal her ervah. They're close relatives. It is depravity. From Leviticus. As was explained in the introduction to Mitzvah 203, this mitzvah establishes a prohibition against cohabiting with either one's wife's son's daughter, i.e. her granddaughter through her son, or one's wife's father's mother, her grandmother through her father. This is because the prohibition works both ways. When one marries a woman, her son's daughter becomes prohibited to him. And when one marries a woman's son's daughter, the elder woman, who is his wife's paternal grandmother, becomes prohibited to him. We are commanded not to reveal the ervah of, meaning to cohabit with, a woman and her son's daughter. And we have already stated in Mitzvah 203 that this prohibition applies exclusively when one marries the first woman and then cohabits with the second. As it is stated in Leviticus, you shall not take her son's daughter, etc. Among the laws of the mitzvah is that which the sages of blessed memory prohibited as a safeguard to this biblical prohibition of cohabiting with one's wife's son's daughter. Namely, they prohibited one's wife's son's daughter, i.e., the granddaughter of one's wife's son. She is included among the women classified as shniyos, secondary ervah relations. For as we have previously stated in Mitzvah 190, any woman prohibited by rabbinic law is called a shniyah. It literally means secondary. The sages likewise prohibited one's wife's father's mother's mother alone, but not any preceding generations, as well as one's wife's father's mother alone, but not any preceding generations. This prohibition applies in every location and all times. If one transgresses this prohibition and cohabits with a woman and her son's daughter or her father's mother, after having married the first of either of these women, both of them, i.e., the man and the second woman, are put to death by sreifa, burning, provided that the prohibited cohabitation took place while the first woman, i.e., his wife, was alive. But if the first woman, i.e., his wife, had already died before he cohabited with the second woman, both of them, i.e. the man and the second woman, incur chorus excision. We already talked about what excision means, and not capital punishment if they committed the sin intentionally. And if they transgress unintentionally, they must bring a fixed chatas offering, sin offering. If one cohabited with a woman who is considered a shniyah, the rabbinic offense, such as his wife's son's granddaughter or his wife's father's grandmother, if his sin was intentional, he incurs malchus mardos, lashes of discipline by rabbinic law. And that really answers our question earlier, that if he did it unintentionally, in regards to the shniyah, the rabbinical prohibition, then I assume he gets no punishment. He should do tshuva, but he does not get lashes if it's unintentional. If it's intentional, malchus mardos, rabbinical lashes. Thank you for listening to your sponsor feature Mitzvah 36 100 for the gold. We finished Mitzvah 204. On to 205 tomorrow.